Tuesday edition. How are you? Sure, you are getting set for the big one that is coming by the end of this week. Okay, you're welcome. My name is Sijama, and I'd like to thank you very much for waiting for us. Now that you are there, take a break. I'm coming back. Okay, welcome again. Welcome again. Okay, you can see I'm flanked by two gentlemen that will help me look at what the papers are saying today. The first person is Magnus Ezioku. Comrade Magnus Ezioku is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Magnus.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, VS.
Okay. And I also have Onyedika Ewe. Onyedika Ewe is also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Onyedika.
Good morning. Good morning, general public.
Okay, welcome, gentlemen. For want of time, we'll have to jump our website news, but do remember to check us out at www.absradiotvok.com for all the details of the news that we'll have for you today. Okay, newspaper will go, and then we'll have the first one coming, Daily Sun. On the front page of the Daily Sun, new opinion poll gives Tinubu victory. Wow. Okay, let's look at the riders there. Projects APC will win in 19 states. Why APC stands better chance than other candidates? Carlo. Okay, these are the outcome of the new poll. Okay. But beside the name template of the Daily Sun, I have the story that says health workers' patience grown as Naira crisis worsens. With a rider there, business owners count losses, failed electronic transactions soar. Okay. And then down here, elections, CDS holds emergency meeting with service and security chiefs. With a rider there, IG urges security personnel to observe international best practices. DPO sees others killed as gunmen attack another police station in Anambra. INEC restrained from using MC Ulumo in distributing election materials. With a rider, PDP charges security agencies to protect commission's facilities. INEC will let Nigerians international community down. This one is coming from Yakubu, that is the INEC chairman. Okay, let's look at the next paper, which is the New National Star. The New National Star banner headline there says Supreme Court order, APC governors soft pedal, seek out of court settlement. With the rider there, banks vandalized, police arrest 27 as protests continue in Ogun. Okay, confusion in ADC as three factions adopt Obi, Tinubu, Atiku. Wow. PSC bows to pressure, release Najatu Mohammed of election duty, and then court bars INEC from engaging MC Ulumo in distribution of election materials. We have seen that story. Let's also look at Punch before we start talking. The Punch newspaper, latest poll puts Tinubu ahead of all, okay? And then 4 days to post, Naira chaos grounds economy. with some riders there. Banks ration 200 naira notes. Okay, banks ration 200 naira notes. Nigerians lament hardship. Protesters raised 2 Ogun banks, vandalized local government office. Too bad. APC Bola Tinubu to Governor Sheyi Makinde. All right, gentlemen, let's start talking from the newspapers who have seen. Daily Sun said the new opinion poll is giving it to Tinubu. That's victory for this 2023 presidential election to Tinubu. I'm starting with you, Ewa. How do you see that opinion poll? Ewa, please. Okay.
Thank you very much. Like you said, it's an opinion poll thing. We don't know how the opinion was actually sampled, but whichever way, we're counting down to 4 days, to the main day, and then we see the general opinion of the Nigerians and the electorates, who is really going to. So for the one already sampled, congratulations to Ahmed Tinubu. Over this period, it's been P2B, and you see some people reacting so adversely, some of his colleagues or counterparts there reacting so adversely. I had Kwankwaso the other day, he nearly condemned the process, because it was an online thing, and he was kind of saying that most of his supporters, 90% of his supporters weren't, social media compliant, but P2B had been having it. Today, they didn't actually tell us the method they use in sampling the opinion, but what we know is that they've said that is Tinubu. So congratulations to him. And we'll let others people, let the will of Nigeria prevail come Saturday 25th.
Let the will of Nigeria prevail. But let's talk about these 3 major candidates. Okay? I know that now that everybody is out, they're out jostling to win. But do you see a kind of measure coming in as we draw towards 25th February?
In politics, nothing can happen. Everything can happen. Are you following me? The truth of the matter is that, like you said about Tinubu, I don't know the yardstick of why they said that he should be the winner of the election by the poll. The truth of the matter is that by the end of the day, the vote of the people will count.
That's the most important thing.
The vote of the people must count. That is what we are looking up to by Saturday.
Okay.
So,
let's look at the security challenges as we get set for 2050 election. The story here says elections, CDS hosts emergency meeting with service chiefs, security chiefs with a rider there. IG urges security personnel to observe international best practices. Okay, we might need to pull it together with what is happening in the Southeast security-wise. Anyway.
Yes, it is very, very important the Southeasterners understand that elections are constitutional issues, that everyone that, is under the, rulership of Nigerian government should respect. Yeah, by 29th May this year, Buhari is going to hand over, so it's a constitutional thing, and elections must be conducted at least 90 days to the date of the handover. So we must have to understand this situation and comport ourselves with decorum in terms of our operation, in terms of our behavior. You go down to the street these days, especially the major roads, you see that the security agencies are really doing their job in terms of mobilizing their personnel to come to guard the communities, the environment, so that the people will have sense of being secured to come out for the process of election proper. So every person should behave himself and behave herself. Especially this period is a very tempting period to our country, especially we in the Southeast. Many people are cashing into this opportunity that is being created by our brothers, this sit at home and thing. You see many hoodlums cashing into it. So my advice as a leader of the Igbo youth, here in Anambra State is to tell us, Igbo, to, guard ourselves and comport ourselves and know that the only way we can, make our voice known to this country and the international communities we hear us is, subjecting ourselves through the process of election, duly conducted, and then whoever we are electing should be our own, that we go there and speak for us. We can watch it and we see that over this period, this no election thing, it has never worked, and it is not working. Because, like I said earlier, that elections are a constitutional thing. So we have to respect it. We have to respect the provisions of our constitution and then comport ourselves in a way that the security men will not see us as agitators. And, an armed man and a trained man cannot see you coming against him and leave you. Then on the side of the security agents, I advise, just like the IG has really advised every one of you to use the international best practice. Election issues are not war issues. It's a minimal force. I know that going to the polls, you don't use guns. You can use latest tear gas. So use your baton. Know that you are dealing with people that, somehow they have their own feelings of not being fairly treated. So you should understand equally that this is purely civil issue, that you don't have to see it as, you are going into war with people. So we are warning every one of us, both the security agents and our people to comport themselves. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Comport yourself is very important this period. Let's get to National Star and then look at this banner headline there. Supreme Court order, APC governors soft pedals seek out of court settlements. Because we don't understand with the way El-Rufai and his gangs have blowing hot. And just yesterday we heard that news that they have gone to meet with Malami, the AGF, okay? And then after that meeting, look at the results that they have soft pedaled. What do you think that's transpired?
They're just hitting up the polity. It's not helping our Nigerian democracy. What I think is that every one of us must be able to conduct ourselves in this election and come out to give our people the best thing. Because in this election, Nigeria must get it right. In this election, Nigeria must get it right. We must elect a credible president, somebody that would look up to the face of the people and give Nigeria what they want. The issue of the governors are not Nigerians. Governors are not Nigerians. They should be able to come out straight and do the right things. Going to meetings and all that won't solve the problem. It's only in this Naira issue that the governors are coming out and saying something, and because it affects them directly. It affects them directly. So the situation is that I don't know what they are coming out to say or what they are going out of the court to do. But the most important thing is that in this election, Nigeria must get it right. That is my conclusion.
Very important. You might want to comment there.
There is something, there is something that I really have seen from the Kaduna State Governor, Malam El-Rufai. To me, he has committed a treasonable felony.
Yes.
There is the court here is still, they've never concluded their own arrangements. But the commander-in-chief has, out of the heart of love, explained situations to Nigeria and said, this is the way I plead with your consciences to look into it and let's do this and conclude these things. And the man went after the president's declaration to make his own declaration internally. He has committed a treasonable felony, and I want the authorities to look into this thing so that it will serve as a deterrent to our nation at large. Somebody might not see himself as maybe you are a local government chairman or you are a governor that you feel like you are in your territory you have exercised you have a power that is bigger than the power of the president of your country, for crying out loud. Yes. So I'm calling on the president to take action on this so that if he fails to do it, it means maybe something is wrong somewhere. I don't want to talk about their level of concern about this Naira swap issue now over the death of people, thousands and millions of people in even his state and in other states of Nigeria. Yes. What is his interest? If he's charged, I think some hidden things will come out. Thank you.
Yeah,
when he was even the Minister of Federal FCT, he dealt with so many people and nobody did anything. Today he is crying because what is his interest? He should be able to come out. The people need to hold him accountable and bring it to the table.
for him to explain
Yes,
exactly what where his interest lies.
Yes.
Otherwise, I want to take us more on what you said about this treasonable felony. Do you think that was why they had to move with this delegate to go and meet Malami, and perhaps they may have explained to him the implication of what he's doing or what he has done, and then they decided to settle out of court?
Whatever.
Maybe to withdraw their charges.
Whatever. He's an experienced person in the provisions of the Constitution of Nigeria. He has served as a minister. He has served in so many capacities that he knows where his powers lie. I mean, the limits of his powers. So he can't tell me whatever they are doing is just maybe he has seen the body language of Mr. President and he really wants to come out red on them. Then they want to go settle out of court. I advise the president, since he has set this motion in place, let them conclude it so that things will be properly spelled out. Not going to why are you going to settle out of court for? There is need for settlement out of court before you feel like you want to go to court to start charging the government for doing, at least for the first time,
challenging
this government
the commander
is doing what is good for this country. You want to stop the government, and you say that you should go and settle out of anyway. But we have to advise Mr. President to finish this. No settlement out of court. That's my own side.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move over to Punch now and look at this headline that says 4 days to post, Naira chaos grounds economy. Yeah, we have really touched it a little bit. We'll have to just to talk about it. Banks to ration 200 Naira notes, and then Nigerians lament hardship. Protesters raised 2 Ogun banks, vandalized local government offices. We want to find out exactly what is wrong with Nigerians, in as much as I know that this thing is biting on everybody. Since the Commander-in-Chief has come out to appeal with us, please give me a little time. I know it's on you, but it's your own group, okay? But then people are still protesting and bringing down banks, okay? Where do we go from here?
The level of information in Nigeria. Some of us, Nigerians, are gullible types. Let me put it that way. They are so sentimental most times. I was telling somebody someday that few days ago that this issue of cashless situation is helping people to save money. If our people should understand that the president meant well in this project, they should manage themselves. If you know how these young Yahoo guys have been flying money, now it's not like that again. Nobody is seeing that cash. They want to arrange our currency so that our money will have value. And that, I think, what the president is trying to do. Nigerians should stop crying foul about this issue, this currency issue. Sometimes me as a person, I don't even have cash, but we need to accept.
But we are still surviving.
Yes, we need to accept the situation and move on situations and move. In a few days, I know this thing will be corrected. There will be money in circulation and all that.
Very few days indeed.
Yes. So what we need to do is exercise patience, like the president told us. I believe is for Nigerian good.
Okay, is it for Nigerian good? Why is the flag bearer, standard flag bearer of APC. Accusing the president that you did this to get at me?
It's funny.
What do you say? There is a policy that will come out, they do to this statement and say the guilds are always afraid, and then so they'll start lamenting. But for the generality of our people, what I am kind of pleading with us is to exercise patience and always look at our time. Time takes care of many things, many challenges that you see we are feeling. When Mr. President said something about our money, what we have, 3-point-something trillion naira, and we're only operating with 1-point-something trillion naira, and I was so disappointed in the system. But today, as at the time he was making his speech, we have recovered 2-point-something trillion. So 1-point-something trillion is still out there. And I think they're rolling in small, gradually. And, we have to understand this situation and then key in to the cashless policy thing. It's very sweet. It's just that, we can complain of poor network. Yes, but it's not always a poor network thing. Poor network might be, for a period, maybe some seconds or some minutes, some hours. It will improve. You will do your transfer, you get your money. There's an app that CBN, created that would be free transfer thing. But everyone has to, have it, kind of an e-wallet. Yeah? That you have to have your e-wallet. I have to have my e-wallet. Everyone have to have his own e-wallet. You can do transfer through that e-wallet. It's free. Then you have this USSD thing. You have your app thing that you can use a bank app to do transfer. Your POS and everything. So let's make use of those means. If X did not go today, this period, Y will go. If Y did not go, Z will go. So let's try to make use of the options available at our disposal than, mounting unnecessary pressure on ourselves, killing ourselves, disrupting, social amenities just because of. I cry when I go to banks and see people staying for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to get only 5,000 naira. What the hell are you doing? It means you want to kill yourself for nothing. Why? Why will you queue up only to get 10,000 naira? Whereas there are other means. Talk of those people at the peasant traders. They still, if one person refuses to accept your transfer, another person will. So let's try to practically, demonstrate to them that we can solve this problem. So that these people that feel that they are fighting for us, but they are actually fighting for themselves, we see that there is no us for them to fight for. Let's save ourselves and save this country, because to me and to everyone that is right thinking towards this direction, this policy is the best.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's move on. This day newspaper is our next paper. And on the front page of news this day, we'll have the story on top of the name template. Irabo, we are good to go with Saturday elections. Irabo, we are good to go with Saturday elections with a rather there, Miss Service Chiefs, head of DIA, NIA, DSS behind closed doors. It says, troublemakers will get bloody nose. Irabo is really, steaming hot. Okay, but the banner headline here says, Old banknotes, APC governors provoking anarchy, says article. With some writers there, they are inciting comments emboldening people to attack banks. Sympathizes with citizens over hardship. And then APC campaigns inconsistent. Article can't offer leadership Nigeria needs. Okay. Nation newspaper is our next paper. Nation newspaper, Naira customers overwhelm banks with cash demands. Naira customers overwhelm banks with cash demands. With 2 riders there, 30 held after arson on 4 branches. And then Malami in talks with APC leaders. We have seen the outcome of the talks. They decided to settle out of court. Okay, the next paper, Daily Trust. Daily Trust newspaper, DSS steps up investigation of Emefiele. Wow, again. They should just allow us have this election. And then with some writers there, allegations around funds diversion, terrorism financing. Wow. CBN governors gets 24-hour protection from troops. CBN governor gets 24-hour protection from troops, okay? Military deployments, a normal practice. Defense headquarters says that military deployments, so that when you see them, you don't get scared. That is a normal practice. Yeah. Even when we agree that it's a civil deal that should be dealt with police alone, but then the spate of insecurity in the country wouldn't just let police do it alone. Tinubu's slow walk to a lifelong dream or final glow of a burning star. Okay, and then here I have elections. IPI writes federal government security agencies on journalist safety. Wow. Guardian newspaper is our last paper before we start talking again. And the banner headline there says, APC applies pressure on Malami over Supreme Court order. That's different from what we have seen before. And then the writers there, Falana gives CBN 7-day ultimatum, demands details of new Naira notes distribution. And then Bayelsa governor urges calm over cash crunch. CSOs ask Buhari to uphold rule of law. El-Rufai has advanced on his treasonable trajectory, says Osutokun. Okay. Do we have another story coming from the Guardian newspaper? No. Okay, let's get back to where we started again. Old banknotes, APC governors provoking anarchy, says Atiku. It does appear some people are very much relaxed with the the Naira redesign policy. Like Atiku, I've not heard him say anything against it. And then some people are saying behind that it's possible that he's being packaged, you know, for the 2023 general election, that all these things that the president is doing is geared towards, you know, giving some. They are, and then there's another angle to it. We saw it here that Ulumo will not be used as usual, and that's this story that the army is raiding Lagos of all the talks in Lagos. Then Tinubu is crying, "You are doing all these things against me," and Atiku is relaxed. What do you think is playing out?
I don't think anything is playing out. The right thing must be done in this country. Sometimes when the right thing is being done in this country, Nigeria has been doing wrong things. I need to put it that way. Mm-hmm. Immediately we start doing things rightly, like bringing, usually in Lagos, they use talks to do a lot of things. And this time around, the president said he's going to conduct this election and to be free and fair and credible. And he's putting everything on board to make it like that. So if you see the military coming to Lagos to do certain things right, they want to get it right this time. So Tinubu is crying because he has not been given the opportunity again to mobilize his thugs, because that is what is happening, and that is why he's shouting foul. So the truth of the matter is that this time around, I said it earlier, that Nigeria must get it right. We must get a credible president in Nigeria. We don't want a president. Besides, Tinubu conducted his election. He said the election is January 25th. So you shouldn't be shouting again. He said it the other day that the election is January 25th. So he has conducted his election. So he should be shouting. He shouldn't be shouting now because his election has been conducted already. Mm-hmm. So the people conducting this election is Kwankwaso, is Peter Obi, is Atiku. So Tinubu for us has conducted his election.
Okay. So even when the polls is favoring him now?
No, forget about those.
Could it be the poll from the 25th January election?
He said 25th January.
Okay. Oh, well, let's get to talk about Emefiele and his travel. Okay, we saw that one at the Daily Trust newspaper. DSS steps up investigation on Emefiele. With the riders we saw there, allegations around funds diversion, terrorism financing. Are all these not distractions to the election that's coming up in 3 or 4 days' time?
You see, when things happen, I will just say the case of Emefiele, you know, to be an issue of calling the dog a bad name, you know, in order to get it hanged. I personally did not see anything, you know, with the office of the treasurer of the country to do with, you know, funding of terrorism. But it's good, you allege, and you know the considered agencies are there to find out you know the true position of the allegation. You know, it's not a bad thing, but you are really disturbing this man. You know, there are lots of monetary issues that this country needs to address, and it's directly on his office to deal with. Whichever way, he should be strong enough to take care of all these things. You understand? In my opinion, you shouldn't take the issue of sponsorship of terrorism and the likes to the office of the CBN governor. Whereas, we all know that these are politically induced, operations that we should look critically into, especially those that are freely come out bold to condemn this process. These are the people that you have to, set the light on to really know where they are coming from. Than, talking about a man that really has gotten a very sharp economic policy to salvage this situation of terrorism. Because I really do not know why, if he's really putting his hand there, he's really trying to say, let's redesign this money to stop this money that these people are using and the like. So let him be man enough to take care of this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As we begin to round off, APC applies pressure on Malami over Supreme Court. I think we have talked about that story, but it does appear that this is a different angle to it. Okay?
It's unfortunate that APC is crying foul in this election. 2015, President Goodluck Jonathan was in power then. APC came and took over everything. He didn't shout. PDP took it like that and went away. Why is it that this time around APC is crying foul? We must understand that whenever a party is not doing right, there is tendency that another government will come up and take over from them. APC has failed this country. They should not be talking about all these things they are doing. They are trying to disorganize Nigerians. Because we know if APC understand the situation of this country, they shouldn't be coming out to contest for any election today. Because they have failed this country. They are taking Nigerians backwards. Because APC didn't have any agenda when they were coming to government. The agenda then was vendetta.
Vendetta?
Vendetta.
Okay.
It was because they had vendetta at their back, at the agenda, that was what they were unable to achieve anything.
Okay.
But I know that Buhari is a principled man. That's why he want to create a legacy before leaving office. He knew that they have goofed over these good 8 years. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to keep a legacy. Okay. All these ones crying are because they want to keep the status quo. Mm-hmm. Are you following me? They want to maintain the status quo of bad governance and all that. And Nigeria will resist with everything we have in this election.
All right.
And that is why we are trying to get things right in this election.
All right.
Nigeria, now everybody will come out to his PVC and vote the right candidate in this election.
Thank you very much.
So that is it.
As youth leader, what is your message to the youth as we round off?
It's always stand firm. Mm-hmm. As usual, the future is in our hands. 4 days to the election. All these things we have been crying for, no good government, no good this, no good that. This is the time we correct them. We know that we have the highest population in terms of voting, that we can utilize it properly and make good vote. We must all go to our refrigerators now, those that have kept their PVCs in their freezers, go and bring it out so that the ice will go off it. You clean it very well and come out to exercise that mandate that it's in your hands to decide your future, to decide who will make the real policy for you. It's in our hands now to do it. There is no better time than this time. We have seen everything about this country laid bare. So we have to take our decision. The time is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Onyedika Ewe. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and also thank you, Magnus Eziopu, for joining us too.
Yes, the youth should come out strong in this election. The youth must understand that this election will define our future. So they must come out and do the right thing.
Okay.
They should do not engage in any violence of any kind.
All right.
So that our future will be better.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's do it again tomorrow. My name is Sijoma Uche. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.